Hello, hello. Just see if everything's working. Hello. Okay, it's working. Hello there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. How time flies, right? It's already October 10th. Yeah, the clock is ticking and I'm very late. But you know what? That doesn't matter. If October ends and I still haven't finished Smack, I'll keep working on it during November as well. December, January, it doesn't matter. I'll work on it until I finish it. I don't know if I'll keep the live streams. I think that I'll only stream during October. But maybe periodically I can stream again. But that's for another time actually. Let's worry about right now. I have lots of stuff to do. Like really, lots of stuff. Okay, first of all, I want to change how the kitchen looks, okay? I was thinking about some stuff and I think I have an idea of what I want. Okay. So I think I'm going right to the click team. I'll not work on a sprite right now. I'll work on click team. Okay, so just if you haven't seen the last stream or don't remember, I made this screen transition here from one side to another. It's a little bit different because I was tweaking a little bit, but this is bothering me so much. This screen transition is very lame, and I don't like it. And I especially don't like because the player moves automatically. I was thinking about, well, that could be a good idea, but in the end I decided that this is a bad idea. This is like one of the worst ideas because I want to give the player freedom to go anywhere they want, you know? And then having somewhere where you cannot move freely, you must like do this, like walk up and down. It's not automatically that is like without moving the character moves by herself. It's not it's not good. I don't like it, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to remove that completely. Okay, so what will I do? I will deactivate all these lines, right? And I'll start all over again. Yeah, I'll start all over again. Okay, so what do I want to happen? Okay, I want to have two triggers actually, two triggers. That's going to be this one and this one, right? These two, I don't think that I'll ever use them. I don't think that I'll use them. I'll probably use the other ones, or I could use these ones as a safe measure. You know, I could try. I could try something. Okay, so let's do the basics, right? When our character is overlapping this one, and I'll not use the cutscene as well. I'll not like limit the player movements, right? So yeah, it will select movement 1. Oh yeah, not like this. Let me just copy this here. Because this one's going to be pretty much the same, right? It will do this. And then, if you overlap this one here, it's going to change to movement 2, and it's going to change to 2. But I can only access these ones if the respective screen transition is playing, right? Okay. So like this. If it's 0, it's going to change to 1, and if it's 1, it's going to change to 2, right? This is completely broken. This will not work. Okay. I knew it would happen, right? It's broken. But then, oh yeah, let me just start some music. I noticed that something was missing, you know. Alright. Now we can work properly, okay? Let me see. If this is 2, and this will change actually to 3. Or, well, I could make something different. No, you know what? I could make something different. I may not even need 2 triggers. Oh yeah, I may not even need 2 triggers. I may only need 1. Oh yeah, don't bother. It's completely broken. It's supposed to do that, right? Okay. So let's start all over again. So if you overlap the trigger, it will move the camera upwards. Okay, that's perfect. Then the camera collisions, I'll actually just copy and paste them. Yeah, the camera collisions, I'll just copy and paste them. So if it's overlapping there, it's going to change to here. All right. Perfect. Yeah, it's working. It's working pretty much. It's pretty much working, right? But then there's a problem by using only one trigger. That's right. There's a problem by using just one trigger. I have to use 2 triggers. But I'll have to make them like inverted. Instead of this one being here and this one being here, I'm going to use them inverted. Right? So when you cross this one, it will activate to enter the kitchen, and when you cross this one, it will activate to exit the kitchen, actually. So it's going to be a little different. This is kind of complex, right? So I'll probably just test a lot of stuff that will not work. So yeah. But that's cool, since you'll be able to see the whole part of the process, you know? Like how it really feels to make a game. And a lot of times you may feel really dumb for doing stuff wrong, actually. Okay. But then, if you overlap... Oh, not this one. This one. So select movement 2. Right. Alright. It it actually worked a lot better than I expected. But there's a reason for that, okay? So look, think with me, okay? So I collide. Okay, so let me show you here. I collide with this one to enter the kitchen, right? And I collide with this one to exit the kitchen. But there's one interesting thing that's happening here. If I'm going from down here, I will collide first with this one, right? So this one will trigger the camera to go down, but it cannot go further down because it has this collision here and it's already colliding with it. So it only goes up when I actually activate the trigger, right? So it works. It pretty much works, but there is one thing that I'm actually predicting. Apparently you can only collide with only one at a time. You know what, I feel it's very complicated for me when stuff work when they shouldn't. Like, I don't know if I live like this or if I try to do it properly. I'll try to do it properly, right? I'll make some changes just to make sure that it should work the intended way. Because right now, it's working the intended way. But I have to make sure it really works the intended way. So now let's change the speed of the movements, right? I want it to be faster. Like 2000. Because I want the screen to transition very quickly. And then you have to go to the kitchen, and then it moves to the kitchen, and then it moves down here. Yeah, I don't think this system is the best one, to be honest. I feel like I could do it better. But how can I do it? One thing that I imagine that would be a good solution, not a good solution, but a viable solution, is actually making the camera follow the Y of the player, but only when the player is touching these triggers. So the camera will... Actually, that might not be a bad idea. But then again, I will not be able to make the fade effects that I want to. Like this. There's some issues with all that I want to do. Like, there's some stuff that I'll not be able to do if I work with this scenario here. I don't know. What should I do? What can I do to make it better? So I like the idea to leave the player just wander around here freely, you know. I like it a lot better, but I still think it should be faster. The camera movements should be faster. But the faster it can get is actually 250. With bouncing ball, of course. I know how to make it faster without bouncing ball. So just go up and go down. Up, go down. Go up, go down. Yeah, and in this way, actually, it forces the camera to follow the player, you know? Like, if the player exits very quickly, it just changes back. You know, I feel like this system here, it's kind of very good. It works a lot better than I expected. Like, really, a lot better than I expected. So, yeah. Because it basically saves me the trouble of forcing the camera to move. But how can I make it smooth? You know, I want to make it smoother. Not just... I could try to make it faster, but I could also make it like with the acceleration to make it more smooth. That's something that I really want to do. I want to make some deceleration. But that's actually... Oh, sorry, I've noticed that my volume is kind of going too loud right now. I'll try to speak a little bit lower. Okay, so that's actually contradictory? Is that the word? Because if I wanted to go faster, why I would actually deaccelerate it, you know? But just a tiny bit of the acceleration will make any difference? Absolutely not. Like it doesn't even feel it. Okay, but even more the acceleration. Now we can actually feel it. It's there. What if I try 100 the acceleration? The acceleration is too much. Okay, but I had an idea, right? I had an idea. I'll try something different. Okay, so I'm here to actually experiment a lot. So I'll change the way that the whole camera moves, okay? I'll do it differently, right? So I'll not use screen transition actually. So I'll just use another variable called movement. Okay. So now it gets kinda tricky. Okay, so if camera movement is actually screen center, yeah, it's screen center, which is the hitbox for the camera. Actually, I could change the name to camera hitbox because it's actually what it is. Perfect. Is it spelled right? Yeah, it is. Okay. If camera hitbox movement is equal to 1, it will essentially just move upwards. It's going to be a lot faster than you may think, right? So, okay, so first of all, I will remove these movements here, right? Or not remove, I could try to just make both of them work at the same time, but I'll simply remove the acceleration here, the initial speed. So it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so here it's going to set movement to 1. Okay, so this set movement to 1, this set movement to 2. It's going to be a little bit confusing because both of them are called movement. And these two here are going to be set to movement 0, right? So yeah, if it's movement 1, it's going to do that. If it's movement 2, it's going to do the exact same thing but going downwards, right? So let's try that out. And it's... oh, that's right. That's right, because now it does not collide with the hitbox properly. Let me just make a test, okay? Let me just test something. Let me just test something. Hehe, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. Okay. Maybe 100 pixels is too much. But let me change it to 20. Then we'll be able to see it. 20 is a lot faster. Like, it's actually very fast. Just think about the character movement is actually only 3 pixels per frame, right? It moves 3 pixels per frame. This one's going to move 20 pixels per frame, right? But the camera is no longer following it. Oh, that's right. That's right. No, that's not right. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, I believe this will not work. Oh, I'll just scrap this idea, sorry. Because I had another idea that can actually fix some stuff, that can actually make it a little bit smoother, you know? Because what do we really want to happen, okay? So we want the camera to move very fast towards the ending, and then deaccelerate right at the ending, right when it's hitting its spot, its right spot, to deaccelerate a little bit, to make the camera movement a little bit more smooth, you know, a little bit smoother. How can we do that? That's actually very simple. Not simple. Nothing here is simple. Because everything can just spiral out of control very easily. Okay, so let me just create a variable called sped. Not speed, because QuickTime already has a variable called speed, so I cannot call it speed as well. So I have to call it sped. That's fine. So, let's do that, okay? So, camera hitbox, it will always set the speed to camera hitbox sped. Perfect, right? But then it's going to have another variable called movement. Movement or screen transition. Screen transition. Just so it actually, just so it's not very confusing, you know? Just so it don't get very confusing, you know? With the movement changes and everything. Right. It's always set to speed. That's alright, that's alright. And then if it overlaps this one, it's going to change the screen transition to 1. And it's going to change the screen transition to 2. Okay, so actually let me just remove that. I'll add that later, okay? If this one screen transition is 1, it's going to add speed. It's going to add like 20 points of speed, I don't know. And it's going to be looking upwards, right? But when this screen transition, sorry, speed is equal or greater. It's greater or equal. No, actually it's greater. If speed is greater than that, it's going to set speed to not zero, to this one here, right? And if it's actually lower than 0, it's going to set to 0, right? This is just to make sure that the speed don't go overboard or like even lower than 0. Okay, so it will add to the speed, right? Once the speed is actually equals to 250, it's going to change to screen transition to 2. So it will no longer accelerate, right? And then if screen transition, and if screen transition is actually equals to 2, it's going to subtract, like, I don't know, another 20 from speed. I don't know. Let's test it. And I'm kind of worried because the camera is no longer following the movement. That's not supposed to happen, actually. Why is that even happening? I thought it was because of the other movement idea that I had to change the pixels, not the physics. But that's not it. What's happening? Always center display to... oh, sorry. Camera. That's right. That's what it has to do. But then, why doesn't it actually leaves the camera with it? I believe it started happening when I changed the name. Oh, sorry. Is that right? Oh. But click theme is very... yeah, it was when I changed the name. Why is this? Why is this happening this way? Huh. Something's bothering me about it. Because click theme is very, like, smart. It changes the names of the stuff everywhere. But why it didn't do that this time? Okay, so let me just check something very quickly. Screen shake power, that's it. Okay, so I believe it's somewhere around here. Plus X from screen center, right? And if I change the name of this to camera hitbox, then here screen center, no, it's from camera hitbox. Oh, that's right. I know what's happening here. Oh, sorry again. I know what's happening here. Now it should have changed, right? Yeah, now it changed. Oh god. Okay. Tiny issues, tiny issues. And I noticed that the camera hitbox were actually visible. So yeah. I forgot to change the name on the other frame as well, because I have a backup frame here, right? Just in case I mess something very bad on this one here, right? And I had to change the name on that backup as well. Alright. Now let's move back to this one here. Okay, so I have to tell the game to set the speed to 0 whenever it touches anything, right? It has to set the speed to 0. I don't feel like there is anything happening, to be honest. I really don't feel like there's anything happening. If I just add 1 to speed. Oh yeah, that's right. It is actually happening. It's just that it's happening too fast. But if I change that to, I don't know, 4. Or, yeah, 4. Let me try it, okay? I'll have to do something. Okay, so always change this global value here to this one speed. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so let me see it. Speed card starts going up, and then it completely breaks. Why it does that? Let me see. Okay, so you see if it's greater, yeah, it's lower. That's right. So if screen transition is 1, it's going to add 4 to speed. But hey, if it actually overlaps with this one here, it's going to set screen transition to 2 or 3 actually. Yeah. But that's the problem. It's constantly changing the speed. That's right. Because I'm constantly colliding with this one here, you know? Yeah, I don't believe it will work. Yeah, I'll have to scrap another idea, at least for now. How can I make it more interesting? How can I make it smoother? Or I could simply not make it smoother for now. That's something that I'll have to do sooner or later. But I don't think that I'll have any options. But yeah, but I have a few ideas, right? I have a few ideas of how I can do it. If nothing works, I can always make something that I should not. Okay, so let me just see if everything's working fine. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, definitely is. How can I make sure that you only collide with one of them at a time? I'll have to change the hitboxes very quickly, right? So it's the kitchen door trigger in and out. Okay. Kitchen door. Kitchen door trigger in. And kitchen door trigger out. Okay, so I'm just changing the hitboxes, right? So nothing very interesting going on right now, actually. I'm just making the hitboxes as tiny as I can. Not as tiny as I can, but somewhat tiny. Pixels. Yeah, this is right in the middle. Yeah, this is right in the middle. Okay, so this is the trigger in, and this is kitchen trigger out. Okay. Kitchen trigger in. No, this is the out. Kitchen door trigger out. And kitchen door trigger in. Now the player should not be able to collide with two of them at the same time, you know? Remember that problem that I explained it to you a little bit earlier, that the player is always colliding with one or the other, you know? Not always, but when it's in this hallway, you know? When it's in the screen transition. Like when it's transitioning from the cafeteria to the kitchen, it's pretty much always colliding with one of them. And it was always colliding with this one when it's going upwards. So it was always trying to move this down, you know? Actually, it was always trying to move this down because it was colliding with this one. Yeah, that's right. So the player was always colliding with this one and it's trying to move it down, but it could not go down because of this, right? So now it only tries that once, pretty much once. This should make things more consistent, right? Not just hope that it works, right? Okay. And now how I can do this, okay? So I could use these ones here, since I'm not actually using them for anything else. I could use them as hitboxes for the camera, right? So whenever the camera hits this spot here it's going to deaccelerate, something like that. And when it hits this spot here, it's going to deaccelerate. But actually, let me just invert them a little bit. But this is not how it should work. 1, 2. Yeah, it's actually 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, it's actually how it should work. They are in the right positions, right? Okay. Now I have to do something, okay? So let me try the more bare bones version of this idea, okay? Which is pretty much this with like 200, something like that. It's going to be very bad, actually. Let me reduce it to 10, so it will be very easy to see if it works, first of all, right? So whenever the camera is actually colliding with this one, let me just see. Yeah, this one here. It's colliding with this one. It's going to select movement to 3. Movement 3. And not set the position. Yeah. Okay. So it's working. But it works on both ways. I want it to only work when the camera is moving upwards, right? And now again, let me create for the 3rd time, I believe, the screen transition variable. Okay. So when it's going upwards, it's going to set the transition to 1. So when you're overlapping with this one, it's going to set the screen transition to 1, and if you're colliding with this one, it's going to select the transition to 2. So it will only work if you have the screen transition as 1. But then again, if you never... No, I think it's going to be 0 and 1. Yeah, if it's 0, it works like that. Alright. And if it's 1, it should not work. Perfectly. It's working perfectly. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Now let's create another movement. Just another one. I know that I could change the parameters, like the speed and the acceleration via events, via the commands actually. But I'll do it this this is actually the wrong way of doing it, right? I should change the parameters via code, but I'm doing this just to visualize it a little bit better. In the end, I'll have to do lots of optimizations, so this is one of them, just one of them. Okay, so it was 10, right? Just to see if it still works. All right. And it doesn't. Oh yeah, it doesn't because I didn't make it. Duh. Okay, so if screen transition is 1, it's going to set movement to 4. This is perfect, okay? This should work. Yeah, this works. This works. But what if I just change them very quickly? Okay, yeah, I believe it works. I believe it works. Okay, now what should I do? Is change these movements here, right? Movement 3 and 4. Okay, so what if I just add lots of the acceleration? But do you know something? Have you noticed something? It doesn't reach the end. It don't reach the end. It's too much the acceleration, right? It does not reach the end. But there's one thing that I can do to actually make it work, which is to change this one right here. You know? Let me just move a little bit more. Okay. But now it's still too abrupt, you know? I don't want it to be this abrupt. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so sorry. Okay. You see, this one is a lot smoother, but again, it's too smooth. It doesn't, like, you don't finish reaching there, you know? So I'll have to remove a little bit of the acceleration. Yeah, so this camera is kinda... Oh yeah, so it still did not hit. Okay, let me make a test, okay? Let me test something very quickly. I should just remove all of this. Let me just make everything visible so I can see what's happening, right? Let's change that to the camera as well, right here. Okay, to the camera hitbox, it could be. Let's do this. Okay, so everything's visible, right? I can see the camera, I can see the relativers, the colliders, everything, the triggers. You see, it does not finish colliding there. Okay, it's kind of funny to see it working. Like, yeah. So I'll have to basically remove even more acceleration if I try... Oh, not 60, like this, something like this. Now it works. But Is it smooth, actually? I believe I'll be able to see it better once I have both of them working, right? So, like this and then like this, right? Yeah, that's right. Why? What's the difference? Okay, 1, 2... Oh yeah, of course, that's the difference. This is the difference. But then it still does not work. Because it's actually 1 and 2 halves. 1 and 2 halves, yeah, it should be pretty much 2 tiles. Difference? That's something that I noticed. The movements in Click Team are actually very inconsistent with their speeds. Like, if something is moving at the same speed to one direction, it can move on a different speed to another direction even though the values are exactly the same. I noticed that plenty of times in the past, and I'm noticing that right now, because it just works upwards, but it does not work downwards. What if I just place it one tile down, you know? Now it's working actually. But does it actually deaccelerate? Probably does, but it's very hard to notice for various of reasons, like if I can do this. But that's the thing, I cannot change these spots here, okay? I cannot change this pinkish diamond? I don't know how to call this shape, sorry. My English is not very good, I just don't know some words a lot of times. And I cannot change the position of this yellow square here that I have my mouse over. Sorry. I'll have to change the position of this thing here or the speed of the projectile, actually. The projectile, I refer to the camera, okay? Because the camera is acting as a projectile right now. So maybe I could just... You know what? I could try something. I could try to have it like this. I believe this was very good, and I can just have it like this. It's going to be a lot more abrupt, but then it doesn't work. So if I place it 2 tiles, it's probably not going to reach the end, right? It's certainly not going to reach the end. Yeah. I knew that. But it actually would be perfect if I can find the perfect spot where this can hit, you know? Like, let me try something, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, 8 pixels is enough for it to hit. But it also don't give that, like, too smooth vibe, you know? I want it to hit when it's like at 2 points of speed, something like that. Oh yeah, so if I just remove 4, like move upwards, 4, it still works. If I move another 4, it should not work. Yeah, it does not work. But what if I just increase it even more? Actually, the more that I increase, the less smooth is going to be, actually. You know, so maybe 180 is going to be better. Ooh, almost there, almost there, almost there. So I can just change to 2, you know? So it's almost unnoticeable, actually. One thing that I can always do is just reduce this speed here, you know? That's what I gotta do, I believe. Because if I do not reduce the speed, it's going to be too fast. But this one is very inconsistent. You see this? Oh, that's why... Okay, okay. I believe I know what's happening here. I believe I know what's happening here. Okay, so... Oh yeah, oh yeah. Remember when I said that the triggers actually move the camera to like one direction, you know? Like for example, the trigger that's closer to me right now, it's moving the camera downwards. This can actually cause some problems. This can actually cause some problems. So I'll have to fix that later. Because it actually changes the speed, the movement in general, that actually changes the speed of the camera. So let's think that the camera is right here, right? It's supposed to be slower, but then I actually collide with this one here. And then it just accelerates all the way through down there, you know? What if I try to make it even more smoother, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I'm not sure how to make it work, you know? I'm not sure how to know what's a good speed, you know? I have to test a lot of it to know which one is a good speed. But I'll have to move completely. I'll have to move completely. Okay. So 1, 2. Let me just see. Still not enough. Keep in mind that the collisions are not completely consistent. And what if I reduce the speed even more? I think that by reducing the speed even more, it's going to be a little bit easier to make it almost there. Almost there. 1, 2. I should be... Oh god. So let me just see if it's possible in the first place. Ooh, almost there, almost there, almost there. Very close. But something's telling me that it's not making any difference. Now it does. Okay. I could just move it like 2 pixels upwards. Then it does nothing. That's right, I cannot change these squares. But I have to move 1 pixel down. But then again, you see how abrupt this is? Maybe what I should do is actually place it... sorry. Let me just mark this with something, you know? Yeah, with a projectile wall. Let me just mark it with a projectile wall. Okay? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 20, actually. Yeah. That's 20, okay? 20 pixels for this configuration. Let me just take notes of that. Let me just take notes of that, okay? So it's 20 pixels down, or like 20 pixels closer to the hitbox. No, oh no, oh no, it's 20 pixels and at 118 speed and 118 the acceleration. Let me just see if it's spelled correctly. No, it's deceleration. Wow. Deceleration. Sorry. Okay. As I said, my English is not very good, so yeah. Okay, so this is this configuration. Okay. Oh yeah. It's 20 pixels from the projectile hitbox. Oh yeah, from projectile hitbox. So it should start here, where the projectile hitbox is, and move 20 pixels down. Let me just make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20? No, I actually counted it wrong. Let me count it again. Okay, it's 19, not 20, right? It's 1 pixel lower than what I expected. Alright. Now let's play a little bit, you know? So it should be here. It should start here. Okay, so now let me play a little bit. Let me just move this to that side. I'll move it upwards 1, 2.5. And I'll change the speed by a lot and the acceleration by a lot as well. So let's see how it works. I believe it works a lot better. Don't want to say anything. I just believe it works a lot better, because it changes from one screen to another very fast, but then it starts like fading, you know? Not fading, but like deaccelerating a little bit, and then it just moves like slowly and slowly, slower and slower actually, and hits the spot. I believe this is like very good. This definitely works a lot better. And it's a perfect style difference, you know? I don't know if I'll actually make the... How can I put it? The fade effects. I think I'll leave it like this. Because here, this is pretty much the position of the camera that I want it to be, right? From here, you cannot see anything, like of the cafeteria down there. You can just see a tiny bit of roof. But then from... Oh yeah, you notice that? You notice that? This is the issue that I was talking about. But I gotta be very perfect with it. Wait. Oh yeah, so it just happened once. That means it can happen more times. Actually, it can happen more often. And if I increase a little bit the acceleration. Oh yeah, it's not this one, it's this one. No. If I increase the acceleration to 100. Let me just see. Then it never reaches. Okay. So 81. Let me just test it. Let me cook. Okay. Ooh, 81 is almost. It almost doesn't reach. Okay, so 82. Ooh, 82 should be the perfect one because I want it to hit like that. But I really don't want the camera to actually spend a lot of time just transitioning to one another. But I think I'll leave like that. I think that's perfect. Okay, so 82 is perfect. So let's do the same thing, but upwards. Okay, so this one is actually 140, and then this one is actually 82. Okay, so let me see, it's 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5. 2.5, yeah, like here. Like here. Let me just see how it looks. I believe this one I can change a little bit. I can make it a little bit like stronger. Like 84. Let me see. No, still 84 is too less. I'm going to add 86. No, it cannot be 86. It must be 85. No, it must be 84. Alright. Alright, I believe the screen transition is now kinda good. I kinda like it. So these notes that I took actually don't mean anything right now. I'm going to save it just in case. Just in case. Just in case. But I believe the screen transition now is looking fabulous. It's not the best still, but I think it's a lot better. And also you're just in the kitchen and then you move downwards to here. And you can indeed just actually move very quickly from one another. I have a lot of stuff that I have to fix regarding this one, because if you just walk, it will walk perfectly. It will work perfectly, you know? But if you stop right in the middle, it's going to break. Right? So if you just stop right in the middle, it's going to break. Stop. You see? It broke. So these issues, I'll have to fix them. But to be honest, I'm kinda tired of doing it right now. I don't feel like I want to do that right now. I feel like I want to do something else. Oh yeah, notice how everything just flashes? That's because it's too far away from the original camera. But the player will never be able to notice that. Okay, it's not going to be something very drastic. So one thing that I'll have to do, that I really want to do, is like add projectile walls all over here again. Okay. Actually, no, let's give it a space. So you might be wondering why this place is so big, like why there's so much empty space out here. Like, oh, sorry about that. Like there's too much empty space, you know, like this space here and here, or like one tile from each side and one tile downwards. This is actually for the screen shake, because the screen shake would not work if I would not have more space, a free space. And up here, it has even more space, but there's a reason for that. Because let me explain to you what I want to do right now, okay? So, if you move up here, well, you're in the kitchen, right? So, right here is going to be a... I don't know how to call it, but they're going to be utensils, kitchen utensils, you know, like a oven, a fridge, I don't know, a coffee machine, something like that. And if you interact with these ones, like if you just come closer to these ones, okay, so imagine that here is going to be the coffee machine. I just come closer and a menu will pop up right here, you know, it will just slide down a menu with all the coffees that you can make. And then you select one coffee and you click on the coffee and it will start a little timer, a very, very, very quick timer that will just like finish spinning and pop out a bubble with a coffee inside. And then you collect the bubble, the shotgun will disappear, you'll be holding the bubble like up here, you know, something like that. And then you have to come down and actually serve it to the customer that wanted it. That's how it's going to be, okay? So this is why up here there's even more space, because I want up there to be the menus for the machines that you can make the food, you know? For the food preparation menu. That's why I want it to be like bigger, you know? Ah, dude, I'm so satisfied with the screen transition. Not very satisfied actually, because there's a few issues as I showed you before, but those issues I think that I'll actually fix them off camera, because I think that I already spent too much time just making it work the way that it does right now. So yeah, I'm very satisfied with it. This is actually exactly what I wanted. So yeah, let me just completely change this. Oh yeah, I'll not delete that right now. I'll leave it like this, okay? So I'll leave all this code here. Actually, it doesn't matter, because I changed the triggers. It doesn't matter. I'll have to remove it, because even though if I just switch codes, it will not work again, the same way. Because I changed the position of the triggers, right? So these triggers names are actually wrong, but I'll change that later, okay? I'll not bother about that right now. I'll bother about that later, because these are just details, you know? What really matters is that the great majority of the camera system is working, right? So let's just do one last thing. Okay, perfect. So I'll take a very, very short break, and then I'll come back to work even more. Maybe I'll just make the collisions for the kitchen, like the projectile collisions, and then I could work on the kitchen stuff, you know, I could work on the machines that you have to operate on the kitchen. So yeah, I'll come back really, really, really soon, like less than a minute, I think. So yeah, see you very, very soon. And just like that, I'm back. Let me switch to a sprite, because I believe in Click Team there will be nothing else to do for now. So that's right. That's perfect, okay. A sprite. So these sprites that you're seeing here are actually the new collisions, you know, for the character, the triggers for the screen transition actually. But they're not important anymore, right? What do I want to do right now? I have a few things that I can do right now that I can actually change the shotgun shot, okay? Because, oh yeah, let me just show you an idea that I have, okay? Actually, my brother helped me with this idea. I believe that's going to look a lot better, okay? So, let me show you how the shotgun looks, okay? So, this laser beam is the shotgun shot, okay? It can stretch, like, from all the way here, you know? Something like that. But what my brother suggested is actually that I change this laser to a closer range shot, you know? And make it more impactful. I really like this laser, but I really think that for this game it doesn't fit very well, because this game will have not horror elements, because you look at this and you don't see a horror game in this, you know? Like, you cannot see a horror game with these cute colors and everything. But there's going to be just a tiny little bit of horror content, right? So there's going to be anomalies, you know? As I mentioned on previous streams, I want this game to be a anomaly game, right? So there would be customers, they would enter here, and then you have to serve them food, right? The orders that they asked for. But some of them will be wrong clients, will be like, not clients, customers. They're going to be monsters, not customers, you know? They're going to be like anomalies or aberrations or something like that. Like disguised as normal customers, you know? And then you have to identify them and shoot them. But if you can shoot them from literally anywhere from the store, from like the main room, like you could just be right here on the counter, just watching people getting the orders done, you know? And then, oh, the one sitting there is a bad customer, shoot it, and then it's gone, and like that, you know? But no, if you notice that that one is a bad customer, you have to move closer to it and then blast it. I'll probably do that off screen as well, because that's something that I'll have to test a lot. But it's very simple, you know, it's just some particles, just some visual effects, nothing too crazy going on. So I think it would not be bad to make it off screen, like off camera, outside of a live stream actually. Again, sorry for my English, it's just so broken. But I think it's getting better as time goes on, you know. Because I'm actually Brazilian, so my main language is Portuguese. And even Portuguese, it's not the best Portuguese, you know? Like, I'm not a good speaker of Portuguese. Like, I can speak two languages, and both of them, I speak them badly. So, yeah. Poorly, to be... for a better word, actually. So yeah, it's no good for me. I have absolutely no salvation in that in that point, in that aspect. Okay, so let's try something. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to make the kitchen appliances. That's the word, appliances. I believe that's the word. Okay. No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, sorry again, I'll have to take a very, very tiny break. Just something happened. I'll come back really, really soon. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. It was just that I had to receive a package. But that's fine. Okay, so I want the counter. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Counter. Yes, that's what I want. Because I want to make a variation of this texture, of this sprite, to the appliances, okay? I think that I'll use this same canvas size, and then I'll make it smaller whenever I need to. Alright. Okay, so first things first. Let me remove the corners. And make it look good. Like this. Okay, it's looking good. What's the size of this thing? Like from here. 26 actually. It's 26 pixels tall. This doesn't look quite right, does it? Like really, 26? 24 would be a lot better number. A really better number. That's fine, okay? So, in Smack, I'm actually doing something different from my usual way of working. Because usually I work with tiles, right? Like, in this game, I'm using 48 by 48 tiles. But usually I use 32 by 32, which is not that big of a difference, actually. But I usually work in tiles, like, okay, so this is one tile, two tiles. In Smack, I'm making a lot of stuff that are off tiles. So, yeah, it's kind of more free. You know, Smack is a more free game. In a way, like, for me developing it at least. Okay, so how can I make this look like actually a kitchen appliance? Okay, so what do I want it? What are the appliances that I want to make? Okay, so I want to make a coffee machine for sure. I want to make a fridge for sure. I want to make an oven for sure. There must be one more, but I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe a blender, something like that. I think a blender is going to be a good kitchen appliance to have here. Because, okay, let me explain to you, okay? So, what do I want, okay? How it's going to work. There's going to be 4 different categories of food, okay, that you can make. You can make, like, cakes, drinks, coffees, and the other one I still don't quite know for sure, but I believe it's going to be like general desserts, you know. So how it's going to work? Okay, so in the coffee machine, you make different kinds of coffees, okay? In the fridge, you make the different kinds of other desserts, you know, like puddings or anything like that. Then, in the oven, you make the cakes, you know, the cakes, pies, everything like that, okay? And then, in the blender, you could make the drinks, where the drinks could be anything from a milkshake to a more refreshing drink like a soda or a juice, something like that, you know? Oh yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, right? I don't know if it will work like in a good way. Maybe I could make like a other kitchen appliances, for example, a fridge or something like that does not serve any purpose, and I could just repurpose the fridge to other thing, you know, like for an example, instead of using the fridge to make other desserts, which makes pretty much no sense, I could choose another house appliance to make the other desserts and leave the fridge there just as a decoration, you know? Because kitchens must have fridges, you know? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'll do that. Probably will. But at first the fridge will be one of the crafting stations, you know? Okay, so let's start with a giant... I don't know how to call it. It's not a counter, it's something else. But yeah, a place where you put stuff on top of it. I want it to be very close to this one, but I want it to be a little bit different, you know, because I want to have a sink here as well. So I believe that I'm going to use this space here for the sink. Yeah, I'm going to use this space for the sink. And the sink is going to be bluish. Yeah, something like this. And then I can just make it, like, leave a space there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, something like this. Okay. I think... Oh, sorry. I think I'll just move all of this 1 pixel upwards. Like this. I can make it like this. Yeah, it's looking kind of good. And now let's just make the... add more details. No, this does not look good. I'll keep it simple actually. I think keeping it simple is going to be a wiser decision. So I want to make a, but just 3 is not a good idea. Yeah. This is good actually. And then no, it's going to be quite good for the oven, I think. That specific texture there. Looking from far away, it kind of looks like a sink. Hmm. No, yeah, I have to do it like this. For the... I don't know the name of it. Sorry. I do know, but I don't remember exactly. So I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, sorry, let me just make it. Some... No. Hmm. Hmm. If I make it one brighter, then I believe it's going to merge too much with the rest, isn't it? Or not, actually. But yeah, apparently not. This is looking pretty ugly. I'm gonna remove these two and have something on the side, but that's the thing, I don't know exactly how to do this. I think that I'll have only one. Yeah, I'm kinda rusty with my pixel art skills in this kind of stuff, to this kind of stuff, you know. And what if I just do something like this? Yeah, it kinda looks a lot better. It just looks better, you know. I'm going to leave it like this. I could even just make it more square. Yeah, I believe it could work. Yeah, I believe it could work. But I have to remove this as well. Yeah, it could work. I'm going to leave it like this, actually. What if I just make it 2 pixels? It will look a lot better from far away, actually. So I'm really thinking about leaving the 2 pixels. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave them like this. Or actually like this. No. Could leave them like this. Then like this would be even fun. No. Let's leave them like this. Then let's just add more shading to the... Oh, yeah, sorry. Forgot about this one. Okay. Is it looking good? Meh. It could look better. But I'm fine with it. One thing that I really want to do is just add this here. You know, make a separation. Here. Maybe I could even just... Yeah, I think it's not looking bad. Not all that bad, at least. Oh yeah. Let me just do something, okay? Very quickly. I'm just searching for some stuff. Yeah, okay. I think the best way to call it is going to be counter. I didn't find any other good name for this, right? So I'm going to call it counter. But then it would be fun if I add more stuff and change its color, because I already used this color a lot in the cafeteria. I could use it, I could use another color here. What if I straight up just make it blue? It's very ugly. But I can try another shade of blue. A less saturated one. Still looks ugly. Ooh, maybe yellow. Yellow could be a good color for this one. I really want to make something yellow, so I think that yellow is going to be a great color for this one. I can see it looking good, but I have to make it different. I have to desaturate the colors to make it look more like wood, like a wooden yellow, something like this, okay? Let's just try it, okay? I'm gonna call it kitchen counter, just because I cannot think about of a better name to call it other than that. Yeah, I actually think it can look very good. And I can put the copy machine right here, right on the right side, right here, you know, and some more stuff here. And then the oven could be right to the left of the counter, actually. Maybe I'll have to reduce the size, like on this side, you know. Make it more like this. Yeah, that's what I think I'll have to do. And this yellow, this shade of yellow actually does not look good. Okay, let me just do something, okay, very quickly. Very quickly. Okay. I truly believe that the screen transition is looking great. Okay, so I have to change the colors of this one here. I'm going to make it brown again. I really don't care. I'm going to make it brown again. I really like that shade of brown. Oh, let me try the yellow one. First of all, let's try the yellow one to see how it looks. I'm testing it in game right now, okay? So it looks really bad. I think the brown one is going to look the best. I have no way to escape this brown. Like, really. The reason why this brown actually looks better is because... Let me show you, okay? Let me just show you very quickly. Okay, so this brown looks best because it has a different contrast between the blue and the yellow, and here it actually merges very well with the yellow from the rooftop and the pink from the walls and the purple from the ground. I think it just looks lovely here. But here it's good because it has more contrast, you know. And it's a very vivid color, you know. It's very good. I could try something, okay? Hold still, I had an idea. Because I have a more yellowish brown color here. on my palette. I could try that, maybe that looks even better. It's not as vibrant, as saturated, but I think... I don't know. Like, this yellow here is pretty much the same yellow of the shotgun, right? But the shotgun has more glowy and like light reflections on it and something like that. Okay. I'm really satisfied with this screen transition. I think it looks perfect. It just looks very good. And then you will not be able to see what the customers are doing down there while you're up here making the food. And when you go down there, you just have to hope that the customers are alright, you know. And this door will be locked, actually. I can just escape. Actually, I can just phase through walls, because I didn't even make any collisions. Yeah, but you can just transition from one screen to another from the door, actually. Oh yeah, and the bathroom you will not be able to go to, right? The bathroom will be blocked for you. There's lots of stuff that I have to do in this game. Okay, but I believe that I'm going to leave the other brown one, because I think it still looks the best. Yeah, it just looks better. I'm very satisfied with how this game is turning out. This is actually a very simple idea that I'm taking my time with it, and I know that taking my time is actually very bad because I want to finish this in October, but I'm not going to finish this in October. Like, there's absolutely no way that I can finish this in October. Because I'm really taking my time with stuff, you know, with the... Like, it took me a whole day to make the tables and the chairs, and that's not very good for a hushed project. But it's not a hushed project, this is actually just a normal project, but that I want to focus more, I want to make it quicker, you know. Because the reason that I decided to work with on Smack is not because I really wanted to make this game, like, I really wanted to make this game, of course, but it's more like I wanted another simple idea that I can make it like as fleshed out as I can, to make it like a real good game, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do with this one, right? With Smack. This is why I'm taking my time to test a lot of stuff and everything like that. And I wanted to make it in October, just so I always do something in October, okay? So I like spent a whole year without posting any art, without doing anything like that. Like posting once a month or even less. And then in October I just post one art per day, you know? It started with Inktober, actually, but I never participated on the official Inktober. I always made my own things, you know, my own ideas. And I like to create one character each day of October, right? And then, 2023, last year, I actually decided to make one 3D model a day. But that went horribly wrong, because I could not make one 3D model a day. I just failed the challenge, you know. I made, if I'm not mistaken, until day 15, and then I made day 20, and then I just didn't make anything like more, you know. So I couldn't keep up with that, but this year I decided to do something different. Instead of working on like a direct form of art, like a drawing every day, a painting every day, a 3D model every day, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to make a game in the span of the whole month and actually stream its process. This is why I'm streaming, actually. And by doing that, it would actually open lots of doors for me, because now I lost the fear of streaming. I can just do that with anything. I can just stream me drawing, you know, I can just make a drawing stream. I can just make a gaming stream. That's something that I really want to do with Rain World. I really, really, really want to play Rain World in stream. It's going to be so fun. Yeah, and I'm not here necessarily for the views, you know. I'm here just to show the world how it is to work on my games, you know. Yeah. So at the moment I'm very satisfied with how it's turning out. So if I don't finish it in October, like, yeah, I would feel the challenge, but that doesn't matter all that much to me. All I want is just to focus on a game again, you know? To just make something again. Because think about it, it was like 6 months since I released Forest of Strays, if I'm not mistaken. And then I worked a little bit on Tassogare. But then Tassogare was not going anywhere, because I was spending too much time working on furniture instead of working on the game, and I was making a prototype that looks more like a fleshed out game, you know, a completed game. This is the exact same situation, right? Smack is in the exact same situation. I'm making too much furniture, I'm spending too much time drawing stuff that's just for, like, visual reference, not like really making the game. And it's looking too good for a hushed project, right? But different from Tassogare, it's not getting me frustrated, you know? Making it this way is actually getting me excited about the project, you know? Because it's so good to see a project that just looks good, you know? Just, the sprites are beautiful, the animations are smooth. And even though there's nothing too crazy going on right here at the moment, it will have. This game will have literally the most complex system that I'll ever make in any game until now. Cause, okay, so my prototypes had very crazy stuff. Okay, one day I made a prototype that had an entire room generation, an entire random floor generation. If you play some roguelikes, you may think that's very common, and that is actually, but it's not as easy as it seems to make it, you know? Random terrain generation is very hard, and I decided that I want to try that, and it was like early 2021 if I'm not mistaken, even before Marimoth. And I made it, and it kind of works, and I was very surprised. It took me a whole week just to make that thing work. A whole week, for one system. Then, Marimoth came, and Marimoth doesn't have anything all that crazy in it. Like, yeah, it has the Dragonfly boss, but it's fairly simple, because it's a very complicated boss fight, it's a very complex boss fight, but it's not like a huge system, you know, it's not something different, it's just more of the same, but a more complex version of the same stuff, you know, that I was making before, like all the bosses in Marimoth, you know, it's another boss. Then came Soulslinger. Sorry, had to cough. Then came Soulslinger, and in Soulslinger have the pipe systems, not the pipe, the blessing systems. The Soulslinger blessings are actually very complex, and if you watch my video on Soulslinger you may see that. A little bit of that, actually. In the Soulslinger video I did not delve all that deep in the development process, actually. I just talked about the game and how it works. I haven't showed you, like, how the blessings work and stuff like that. So yeah, the Soulslinger blessing system was very, very complex. It's very painful to make it work and to fix all the issues later. But yeah, at the moment, I believe that the blessing system from Soulslinger is the most complex thing that I made until now. Okay? And then came Forest of Strays with nothing to alarm me. Forest of Strays doesn't have anything like huge, you know? It doesn't have a specific system that took me so much time to make. It's just a simpler game with lots of stuff, you know? And then comes Smack, which is actually a simple game. Now I'm working on the easy stuff. I'm working on the fast stuff. But when it comes to the customers, the customers of Smack are going to be literally the most complex system that I'll ever make. Not that I'll ever make, but that I'll have made until right now, you know, until now. It will be very complex, you know. The customers will have a kind of intelligent AI. Don't like mix the ideas, okay? It's not going to be generative AI, it's just going to be a game AI, normal game AI. So yeah, it's going to be very complex. Like, I want them to feel like real customers. Like, I want them to enter here in establishment, think about which table they want to sit on, you know, they want to get, and then they're going to sit on the table, or if they want, they will just go to the bathroom. Some will ask for food to eat while they're here, others will ask for food to eat at home, so they will just get the food and leave. Others will just stare at the counter, stuff like that. They will do stuff, you know. They will not just come here, sit, ask, and go away. They're going to come here, look around, go to the bathroom, sit, ask, then go to the bathroom again, and then wander around, maybe switch tables, I don't know. Something like that. Maybe just talk to other customers is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very complex system. And they're going to be a random character generator, you know. I want to make a procedural character generator just for the customers. I want them to have a model, and then I want them to have a clothing, and then I want them to have a accessory, you know. And you have, of course, the two different genders of customers. You have male and female, and they will be furries. Actually, and each customer will be a different animal, a different furry animal, you know. Like, one of them could be a cat, like our protagonist, or like our character. Other one could be a deer. Other one could be a bunny, something like that, you know. Their models are going to be kind of different from our character. Like, their eyes especially are going to be more round. I want them to feel like plushies. I don't know how to explain that, but I want them to feel like they're plushies, you know? Just like walking teddy bears, you know? Like living teddy bears, something like that. It's more like our character is a doll of some sort. Like, she's more like human than animal, but the customers will be more animal than human, you know what I mean? Not in behavior, but in appearance, you know? As you can see, I'm very furry, right? Like, yeah, it's not something that I'm glad about, but I don't think it's something all that bad as well. It's something that I have fun, so why not, you know? If I'm not hurting anyone, then there's no problem. Except for the wrong customers, I'll be hurting them a lot with a shotgun blast. Yeah, it's kind of strange to make a game, you know, because you have to create something just to destroy it later. You have to create something with the sole purpose of being destroyed. This is kinda sad, you know? But at the same time, it's very funny. I think it's funny, at least. Like, you create an enemy just for it to get destroyed by the protagonist, you know? By the player. Yeah, sure, it has its fair share of motivations, you know, it has their own specific goals. Like for example, the false customers here on Smack, they're going to attack you and the other customers. So they're pretty much monsters trying to eat. But they don't want to eat something from the cafeteria, they want to eat flesh and meat and other people. So yeah, they're kind of very mean and very bad. So evil, you know? So you have to kill them. That's the word. There's no other way to put that. So yeah, I already talked too much. And I'm actually not tired, because when I say tired, I don't mean like literally tired. I mean more like I want to take a small break, you know? And sometimes just talk about stuff is fun as well. But I'm very satisfied with what I managed to do this morning. Because for me it's morning, I don't know, like, where you're watching this. Like, where are you from, you know? Because I'm from Brazil, so right now it's pretty much 11 a.m., you know? So I actually talked to some people on the internet that, like, right when I'm like in the middle of the day, like afternoon, they're going to sleep, you know? And then they just like wake up like 7 p.m. to me, or like 8 p.m. to me, and then they say, oh, good morning, hello everyone, and everything like that, so good morning in the Discord servers, and then I'm like, oh yeah, for me it's like nighttime, you know? I'm I'm close to going to sleep, my dude, you know? Time zones are such a strange such a strange thing, you know? Like, you can talk to someone that's just going to sleep while you're just waking up. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I sometimes say that, oh, I'll stream again, like, tonight, you know? The reason that I say that is because, for me, it will be night, you know? But maybe for you, it's going to be morning or something like that. I could create a schedule and put a proper timestamp. Not timestamp, a time zone, actually. Like, if I'm not mistaken... No, that's not right. I don't know which... Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. But it's going to be something kind of fun if I decide to keep streaming after October, right? After Smack and everything. Maybe I'll create something. And yay! Yeah, Twitter came back on Brazil like this week. Now I can like go back posting on my Twitter, you know? It's not that I'm glad that Twitter came back, because I think my life was a lot better without it. But I have some followers there, so I really want to keep that. And maybe bring some of them to the streams as well. That would be fun, I guess, if they are interested in this. Because I feel like my Twitter account is more like a art account. Whenever I post something about game development, people don't care that much, you know? But people really care about pixel art and other stuff. It's not that I have many followers, but yeah. I feel like they really like the drawings that I make, not the games that I make, you know. So maybe bring some of them to this side would be very fun, you know, and actually finding more people to participate on streams could be fun as well. Oh yeah. Hmm. I want to do some stuff, some changes on this. I want to make some changes on the kitchen counter, right? I want to add some drawers. I think that's the name. Sorry, I'm going to just search for that real quickly, right? Gaveta. Drawer. Yeah, drawers. That's the name. I want to add some drawers here and to the other side as well. Maybe change the feet, like just add some, like make it higher, a little bit higher, you know, from the ground. Don't make it entirely touching the ground. This one must be touching the ground all the time because it's more like a bar counter, but this one is more like a kitchen counter, so I think it would be better if it's just a little bit higher from the ground, you know, just a little bit above the ground. Oh yeah, let me do something very quickly before I wrap up, right? I want to make the, what's the name? The projectile collisions for the kitchen. I don't even know if I'll use that, because as I said before, I want to change the shotgun shot. Open cafe projectile walls. Get me the big one. I don't care. I'm going to change that anyways. So how is it? Okay, so let me just take those, you know. Let me just bring the cafe walls big. Yeah. Let me just bring this here, okay. So I want the walls to be 16 pixels from above, you know, like 40, not 40, 60. Let me just see if it's right. Yeah, this is right, okay. So I just want it to be 60 pixels. So from here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, okay, I already messed up. I'm going to change. Oh yeah, I have the reference here. That's right. That's going to be very, very easy actually, to make it exactly 16 pixels. You see? 18. 18? Oh yeah, because this one is 2 pixels bigger. Yeah, that's right, I forgot about that. Oh, sorry. Just messed up there. Oh yeah. And this is another thing that I'm working differently with Smack than I do with my other games. I usually just focus on one stuff at a time, you know? Okay, so now I want to make the shotgun, and then I make the entirety of the shotgun first try, and then when I finish it, I just move to the next stuff. Oh, I want to make the customers, I want to make the enemies, I want to make everything. But this time, I'm taking it easy, you know? I'm doing what I feel like doing, you know? It's not like I have to finish that one specific thing right now. I'll come back to that later, you know? There's no problem in that, actually. Okay, so these are the kitchen. walls, no caso kitchen, projectile walls. Yeah, this is right. Okay, so to add them into the game, let me just change the screen very quickly so you can see that as well. Okay, so this is just the top, this is where I want it to be. Alright. It's actually very easy. I just made it very easy to just add a new projectile collision. I just come here and add a 0. Yeah. I hope that's enough. If I'm not mistaken, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. There's one thing that I'm going to change, okay? I'm going to... yeah, I changed the projectile wall. So I'm going to take that out. Oh yeah, no, I remember why I made that, why I did that. Yeah, it's just because I want to be able to see the other, like this one here, that's also a in group 0, you know. Okay, so now everything should be fine. Oh yeah, it is. Now I can just shoot the walls of the kitchen as well. I'm very satisfied with the screen transitions, actually. I'm very, very, very satisfied with that. I managed to make a very fast screen transition and a very smooth one at the same time. Yeah, so this is why I'm very satisfied with it. Okay, that's it. Now the kitchen also has projectile collisions. But these projectile collisions are not right. Yeah, they're not right. Okay, sorry. I forgot one very important thing, that the corners of the kitchen are actually different. Yeah, so I have to take this and just make it like this. Let me see if that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I want. So that is just exactly what I want. Oh, sorry. I will make it like this. How did I do that actually? It actually doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that this is right here. And then this is right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know. Leave that. I have to move this one right here. It doesn't matter if it's broken, like, it really doesn't. I'll fix that very soon, actually. because it's very messy. Alright, let's just fix this very quickly. And then after this, I believe that I'll end the stream, right? I'll end it right now. Because yeah, even though I got pretty much nothing, not nothing, like I fixed one of my greater problems with the game right now, which was the screen transition, and started working on the kitchen decorations and furniture. But I wish I could have worked more, you know? There was a time in my life that I like worked a lot, like all at once, you know? Like for an example, when I was making Stone Souls, you know, which I really have to make a video or a live stream showing you that project, because Stone Souls is such a big game and it's in my to-do list to remake that game, you know. But I basically just made all the enemies in 1 week, like all 16 enemies in 1 week, and started working on the different places, you know, the different scenarios of the game, the different dungeons. So yeah, that game was like huge, and I made a lot of it like in one go, you know? Which is something that I kind of miss nowadays. I feel like I lost that energy that I had a few years ago. Now I feel tired very easily and very fast and just, okay, I think it's good for today. Like, I made an entire game in only 3 days in 2021. That was crazy for me. Like, I could not do that right now. Like, really, I could not do that. Part of that, I think it's because I'm more perfectionist than ever, you know? Because those games, I actually made them very quickly, but they were not looking good, you know? Like, the original Forest of Strays is not a very good game. Soulful is not a very good game. The original Stone Souls, I just did not publish it because then one day I opened my eyes and looked at it and thought, no, I cannot like publish this on Steam, you know, I cannot do that. This game is not ready for that. That's why I want to remake it, because that game was so big and had so much stuff in it. And had lore, you know, it was a game with story, with lore, with world building, with a huge like scenario. The game would happen in an island with 6 different dungeons that you could like fight, you have to face 6 different dungeons, each one with its own boss. But it's more like a adventure game, not just it's a mix between a roguelite and an adventure game of some sort. And I want to add puzzles on the remake. So that game is going to be huge when I remake it, but that's going to take me like 2 to 3 years. And to reach that point on Stone Souls, the original version, it was like a year, 10 months pretty much working on that game. Yeah, so a lot of things changed. I believe it's because I'm working with more quality stuff, like I'm trying to make more quality stuff, so like I don't like, I feel like I can make stuff easier because I have more experience, but at the same time I feel like I take more time to make stuff just because I have more experience, because now I know what I have to do and how I have to do that stuff to make it look good, and I want to try to make it look good, like the best as possible before moving on. You know, so I feel like I got a lot more perfectionist. And for some time I thought that this was a bad trait, because I actually miss a lot those days where I could just sit and get everything done in one go. Like, those days were crazy. I would spend literal nights awakened, just working frenetically in the game, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good, this is so... like, I would feel so excited just to work on that game, you know? Nowadays, I don't feel that way. I like just work a little bit and oh yeah, I'm tired for now, I'm going to take a break, and then I take a break and then I come back when I have more energy. It's like it's not like it's not fun, you know. It's still fun. I really like it. It's my dream job, you know. Like, it's just amazing for me to be able to do that, to do what I love. But I feel like that I'm no longer a beginner in the sense of, oh, I want to make a game that has this, and that, and all of that, and all of this stuff. Now I know exactly the type of game that I want to make, and I kind of aim for that, and don't deviate too much. And I think this is what really tires me out. The idea that I have to keep everything enclosed in a space, you know, I have to focus on a specific point of the game, not just make anything I want, you know? So yeah, Smack actually has a lot of that, you know. I just have pretty much everything what I want in the game, like, thought before start working on the game, you know. I know, like, how many foods I want, I know how the customers will look like, how they work. I'll not deviate too much from that, and I'll just make what I have planned. I'm no longer doing stuff erratically, you know, on the run. I really like doing stuff on the run, but I feel like I lost that ability because of my perfectionism. Because now, like, some Souls I made as a fun project. As like, oh yeah, I want to make a real game, and then I started working on a real game, and I was so excited to work on a real game. But nowadays, it's more like, now that I have 3 games published on Steam, I feel like, okay, I have to work on something that will give me visibility. You know, I have to work on something that will give me views. Not necessarily views, but that will get me known, you know? Because I would love to be known for Forest of Strays, but Forest of Strays is a generic game in some ways, so it's not a game that would just explode out of nowhere and like lots of people talk about. It's just a simple game, a obscure game that people would just play it. But I want to change that vision. I want to aim for something higher, something more, you know? And because of that, I lost freedom. But it is what it is, you know? I believe that the combination of all those facts, all those aspects actually made me lost that the ability to gain energy and excitement while working on the game instead of losing it, you know? Now it's more like a tiring job than something that I like work a lot, like in one go and get stuff done very quickly. It's no longer that. It's more like a chill job that I work a little bit here and there and do that. And I believe that this is my new nature, at least for now. This is the new phase that I'm going through. Maybe one day I'll loop around again and reach the point where I can do a lot of stuff at one time. And that's my goal. Actually, my goal is to be able to do that, but with quality. Because I made games quickly with low quality, and now I'm making games slowly but with more quality. I want to reach the point where I make games faster with quality, you know? But think about that. I didn't even reach that point with drawing yet. Like, I don't feel like my drawings are good. I feel like they're kind of janky. And a drawing that would, like, that I really wanted to make good, like, for an example, the avatar, my avatar, right? My Tanuki avatar. I wanted it to look very good, very beautiful. I still feel like it looks kind of off in some aspects, especially the shading. But it took me so much time just to make this character that I thought that I could do it in one day. I actually spent a week working on it. So even with drawing, that's something that I do my whole life pretty much. It's I couldn't reach the point where I make something with quality and quickly, you know? So I gotta learn to understand my new nature and accept that I no longer have to work for hours and hours straight doing one thing, like doing all the stuff that I have to do. I can take it easy, you know. I can take them slowly and slower and make them look good. Above all, make them look good. So yeah, it's kind of a punch in the face, you know, when I noticed that, it was like I was doing everything wrong, you know, like I was having the wrong mindset. This is very cringe just to say this, but yeah, I was having the wrong mindset. So yeah, now I believe that I have to understand that if I work too much on the same game, on a game actually, I just get tired. And I think that lots of stuff changed in my life in the past like 2 to 3 years, that I 2 years actually, that I simply, or it's actually close to 3 years at this point. That's crazy how time flies. Because we're actually in October 2024. This is like crazy, you know? That's crazy. Like soon we'll reach 2025. And oh god, I really hope that Mac is done by then. But it only depends on me, doesn't it? That's something. But yeah. I now kind of understand that I kind of understand that I no longer have to work a lot in one go. I can just take it easier and make something at my time, at my pace. And I have to be very grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. So yeah, that's something that I often think about. I like to overthink a lot of stuff. I like overthink every day, and that kind of gives me, like, that kind of makes me very melancholic sometimes, which really impacts my workflow. So there's days that I just wake up and I'm fine. Other days I'm just wake up and feel very down and very sad. Like yesterday, for an example. Yesterday, all I thought about was sleeping. I couldn't do pretty much anything else. So thinking about work on a day like that, it's torture for me. So I have to take it easy, you know. And today I'm feeling very well, but I'm procrastinating right now, just talking about stuff instead of working on the game. So yeah, that's my nature. I just work a little bit, feel like, oh yeah, that's good, and then I procrastinate a lot, or then I work and feel like, oh, there's going to be so much work to make it happen, like to make it good, and then I procrastinate even more. And I want to lose these habits of procrastination, but it's very hard. Like, very hard. And starting the project on October actually helps me a little bit with that. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting the hang of the situation, you know. I'm kind of understanding myself and understanding how I work now, you know, understanding my new nature. That I'm no longer the same person that I was in 2020 when I made Stone Souls. I'm a different person, I'm a different developer, I'm a different, like, entity right now. Sorry for the very deep, like, talk. It's just something that I thought it would be fun to just put out, you know? Because actually mental health is very important in game development. Any sort of art actually is very important in everything. But in art specifically, it's like it defines if your work is going to be good or not. If you want to make something that does not like canalize, does not like focus that bad feeling that you have to put it out, like you want to make something happy but you're feeling down, it's not going to happen, you know? You have to learn to work with your emotions as well with your art. So yeah, it can be very, very disastrous to the project if you work with the wrong emotions, you know? Like, I want to make a very sad game, but I'm feeling... But like, no, this is not a good example, because sadness is something that you can, at least I can, like, expel very easily in art. But happiness is something that I cannot do. Like, I want to make something happy, it's extremely hard for me to do that. Not because I'm not happy, but because it can be very hard because of my situation at the time. Like, I'll not feel happy all the time. There's more chances that I'll feel sad all the time than happy all the time, you know? So this is why making something happy looking or happier is extremely difficult and harder than just making something not sad necessarily, but making something more darker, you know what I mean? That are more chill, more like, instead of focusing on the extreme red, I kind of focus on a purple, you know, where I have both sides. I have a in-between place, you know, of something very amazingly happy and good looking, and something that's very chill and I like do in my time. I don't know if you could understand it, sorry. I'm just yapping right now, I'm just babbling a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Sometimes making games is especially hard because my head simply does not work. And I believe that's why I procrastinate a lot. I really procrastinate a lot because when my head does not work, I cannot force it to, you know, I cannot force it to work properly. And I feel like social media in general just deviates me so much from reality. Like, when I'm on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, even YouTube, like watching videos, YouTube a little bit less because I just watch videos that are in my interest, but when I'm watching like something that a algorithm put in my face, I just hate it so much. It just destroys my motivation for the entire day. This is why I feel like I feel real disgust from YouTube Shorts or TikTok or anything like that. Because when I start noticing that, okay, I'm getting too much, I'm losing too much time here, I just feel a knot in my throat, like something like stabbing my throat, you know, and I feel like, no, I don't want it anymore, I want to take it away. But it's already too late, because it already destroyed the entire motivation, my entire motivation and excitement for the rest of the day. So actually using the cell phone for too much time, it's very bad for my mental health. So that's something that I'm trying to just put away, you know, like use even less and less and less, just to be able to make something better, you know, to not have my head completely deviated from my goals. So yeah, that's how I feel about social media in general. That's why when I said that the fact that Twitter came back, it kinda was not very good for me. It was kinda bad, because now there's another social media for me to look again. You know, to waste my time, to just look at people posting and stuff like that. And it's not like I don't like them, it's not that I don't like the posts, because I pretty much just follow art people and game development stuff, and game stuff actually in general. But it can be very tiring to just keep up with everything, you know? So sometimes I have the feeling that what I really need is just to isolate myself in a lonely cabin in the woods. You know, that's something that I kind of feel like. You know, when you eat too much junk, and then you just want a salad, you just want something green, you just want something healthier. That's how I feel very often with like my mental state, with tiredness and energy in general, everything like that. So yeah, I really need rest, like lots of rest. Good were the times that I could just overthink a lot of stuff and still have energy to play like during a whole day. I remember days when I woke up like 8 in the morning and started playing Terraria and like went to sleep like 2 to 3 a.m. and I just stopped to take a bath and eat. Like, even go to the bathroom, I like made very little pauses to do that. So I remember those days when I was very, very like fixated in one thing, like addicted, that's the word, addicted. I don't miss those days because they were not productive at all. They were very, like, not healthy for me. But I feel like I miss the possibility to do something like that, you know? Because today, if I start playing a game, it gets tiresome very quickly. I just get tired of it in like 2 to 3 hours at maximum, you know? There's few games that I really like played a lot in one go. Outer Wilds and Rain World are one of them. Sable is very good as well, I really like that. But games like Minecraft, it's just such a hassle to build something because it's a chore. And even though it's kind of fun in the first like hours of gameplay, later on it gets very tiresome. Very tiring to do, you know? So yeah, I want to work on games that kinda reflect that, you know? Smack kinda reflects that a little bit, cause it's a simple game, you know? It's not a game with tons of stuff. It's a game with little stuff, but stuff that I really want to make it look good, you know? Tassogaria the same thing. Actually, Tassogaria is going to be a huge project. I'll come back to that game. Probably it's going to be my next project. I'll keep working on it. I'll probably remake the prototype and then make the real game on top of that. Actually, Smack is going to serve as a experiment for Tassogaria as well, because I want to test if the anomaly trend is still a thing, if the game necessarily have to be a horror game to get more visibility from this trend, or if like this kind of game just appears and are here for like forever. It's just a new genre of some sort, a new subgenre. But I want to know if this is actually a subgenre from the terror genre, or if it's something new. If I can make a arcade game with anomalies, you know, if that's going to actually catch the attention of people, you know. And Smack is going to be free, right? So you don't have to pay to play Smack. And I think that, yes, Marimoth, Soulslinger, and Forest of Strays are good games, I like them, and I feel like I could not make them free. They have a price tag, and that's it, you know? But for Smack, I already went on the development process, I already started developing, thinking about, okay, I want to make this game free to play. Because I want more people playing this game, you know? I want more people to play Smack than my other games, right? That's something that I'm thinking about. Because every game that I make, I feel that I have to make it better than the previous one. So I'm just changing so much stuff in Smack in comparison to Forest of Strays. That's crazy. Like the whole resolution thing, like making sprites in 48 by 48 pixels is a lot different than just making sprites in 32 by 32. Luckily, I already have some experience with 48 by 48 because I made the My Sweet Guns prototype, that if you watch my first streams, you can see that I take some inspiration from that game. I believe that the stream that I showed you the most of that game was the one that actually got deleted. So sorry. Yeah, one day I'll show you all of my projects. Like My Sweet Guns original version is like crazy as well. It's very big. It has like 40 different weapons and 40 different enemies. You know, it's like crazy. And then yeah, like I feel like Forest of Strays is my magnum opus at the moment. Is like the best game that I that I've made until now, it doesn't have anything special if you just play it as a normal platformer, but when you start to understand the lore and the story behind it, and when you like feel my intentions when I was making the game, you may find something special there. I believe that Forest of Strays actually has a hidden potential, but that only I can see it, you know? Not only I, but just me and my brother who worked on the game, you know? So, yeah. But anyway, I said that I would end the stream like half an hour ago, so yeah. But to be honest, this talk, this like yapping that I did right now, just like talking without any reason to, just like exposing what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking and how I feel about my own projects and stuff like that. Pretty much what I did on my videos on Forest of Strays, Marimorph, and Soulslinger, you know? Pretty much what I did there. Just doing that was the most fun that I had streaming until now, okay? So, yeah. So anyway, sorry for the long talk, sorry for the very deep, like, subjects. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the stream. I'm actually very satisfied with what I managed to do today. It's not much, but it's something. So yeah, I believe that's it. See you again very soon. I don't know if today I'll stream again, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is pretty much certain that I'll stream again, but today, if I feel like, I'll do that, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate that. Remember that any feedback that you want, you can just comment down below. If you want to catch up with some streams and other videos that I may post in the future, remember to subscribe as well, if you feel like doing it, if you enjoy my content. And yeah, thank you again for being here with me, and I'll see you soon. Até mais!